14th, 1938. Czechoslovakian singer Karel Gott, born July 14th, 1939. He's sometimes called Sinatra of the East. He's playing and singing with Charlotte Ella, and I cannot pronounce this. It's got a lot of consonants. It's something like Surija Nahaznu. Look it up. Tommy Mottola, the American music executive, born July 14th, 1949. One of his artists, Shakira, with Whenever, Wherever. Thomas Lauderdale, the American musician of Pink Martini bandleader, July 14th, 1970. That was I Lost Myself from the Hotel Amour album with Meow Meow, the singer, Tom Lauderdale bandleader. The magnificent Baroque composer Henry Purcell, born July 14th, 1682, was appointed organist of the Chapel Royal in London, and that was the great overture to the opera Dido and Aeneas. Dan Smith, the English singer, with the group Bastille, very appropriate for Bastille Day, born July 14th, 1986, with World Gone Mad, and yes, it has. And then, no, pipe right in. All I Have to Do Is Dream by Boudleaux Bryant, sung by the Everly Brothers. And July 14th, 1973, Phil Everly stormed off stage, declaring an end to the Everly Brothers. So that was a little playlist. We have a few little announcements here. First, we have a couple of other July 14th birthdays. The Austrian painter Gustav Klimt, 1862. The American author of Lust for Life, Irving Stone, born July 14th, 1903. Ice cream mogul Tom Carvel, born July in 1906. It's perfect Carvel weather. Then we had July 14th, 1910. William Hanna, the animator of Hanna-Barbera with Tom and Jerry and Scooby-Doo. And Ingmar Bergman, Swedish stage and film director, July 14th, 1918. Finally, American activist Jerry Rubin, famous Chicago 7, July 14th, 1938. A couple of things in history. July 14th, Bastille Day. The French Revolution began with the fall of the Bastille prison. The French National Convention decreed La Marseillaise, the national anthem of France, in 1795. In July 14th, 1850, the first public demonstration of ice made by refrigeration by Florida physician John Gorey. U.S. President Franklin Pierce opened the World's Fair exhibition in 1853, July 14th. In 1921, Sacco and Vanzetti were convicted and sentenced to death. And Dr. Benjamin Spock's Common Sense Book of Baby and Child Care was published July 14, 1946. And The Who began their U.S. tour opening for Herman's Hermits, July 14, 1967. And Howard Stern's summer show premiered on WWOR-TV in 1990, July 14th. Today's holidays. It's Cow Appreciation Day, so have some milk. Say moo. It's Grand Marnier Day. Have a sip. It's National Mac and Cheese Day, National Tape Measure Day, Pandemonium Day, and Shark Awareness Day. And now here's Mia's wrap-up of the news in rhyme, which we've been doing every week for about 8 years, rhyming the news. Here we go. Trump pardoned Roger Stone. I hear some critics groan. Some say niet. I think I'll go get a chocolate ice cream cone. Was he mistreated or not? The topic pretty hot. Was justice served? We're all unnerved. What's thickening? The plot. What about Kanye West? Will he flourish when put to the test? Elon Musk was on track. Now he's pedaling back. This is politics at its best. Looks like New York City is not exactly sitting pretty. Just what are the rules to reopen the schools? Such chaos. What a pity. The subways are pretty darn clean. They started a new routine, which is quite wise to sanitize. It's the MTA machine. Will subway fares keep rising? That would not be surprising, since ridership's low. There's simply no flow. The Big Apple's sure downsizing. What's up with downright crime? It's a rather gritty time. We're in suspense and feeling tense. It's hard to describe in rhyme. What's the story with Johnny Depp? To court he has to schlep. Dirty laundry airs, no splitting hairs. Guess he needs a better rep. So now they're boycotting Goya. Is that some paranoia? The CEO is nonpartisan, so I think I'll go hug a sequoia. It's Pandemonium Day, so shake that chaos away. Just meditate or go roller skate. Now where is my Chardonnay? That's the week's wrap-up of the rhyme to add some spark to the gloom of the world. And finally, before we talk to Emily Duff, just a small announcement. A colleague and dear friend, Hannah Ryman, is doing Saturday, July 18th at 8 p.m., a live online streaming show of Hannah Ryman's Both Sides Now, featuring great songs from Joni Mitchell's 1966 to 1974 canon. Join Hannah, vocal, piano, and dulcimer with guitarist Michelle Temple for this virtual reality and 360 surround experience And go to musae.me, M for Mary, USAE, musée.me, and find both sides now when exploring experiences. Check that out. She's a magnificent singer and performer, Anna Ryman. Okay, and now we're back to Emily Duff. Thank you, Emily, for being here. The new album is Born on the Ground, and it's heartbreaking, it's witty. I told you, smoky, it's silky, it's milky, it's gritty, it's everything you want in a summer or any season album, basically. Why limit it to summer? It's just that right now it's summer, and we all thinking, I don't know, for some reason, summer associated with heartbreak. I don't know, why is that, Emily, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that I associate summer with heartbreak because summer's my favorite season.
Oh,
I mean, who was it? T.S. Eliot said April is the cruelest month.
yes,
So that would be spring.
spring.
It would be a toss up between winter and spring for me as being a heartbreak.
Interesting. Interesting.
Summer and fall, I'm just too bloody happy. The weather's too good.
You're right.
Nothing really bothers me in summer and fall, unless, of course, we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it started pretty much in the winter, and now we're in the summer, right? We've leapt across the seasons. Let's start with, I guess, let's go back to the beginning when you were born, like myself, in Queens. It's another Queens girl.
Yeah,
born in Flushing, Queens.
I'm a Flushing, Queens girl. And I was born in a little part of Flushing, Queens called Elecchester.
Yes.
And that was an experimental community that was developed by, I think it was Harry Van Arsdale. And it was to house the members of the electricians union and their families.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, that's why it's called Elecchester. My husband affectionately calls it Electroville. And
it's great.
So my Uncle Jack, my grandfather was a projectionist in a movie theater.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. And
did you go to a lot of movies?
Yeah, I'm a big movie goer, but that didn't have anything to do with it. My grandfather had died before I was born, unfortunately. So he died in 1964, and I was born later. I'm not saying what year, but yeah. So my family was there, my grandmother, my uncle, my great uncle, great aunt, couple of, so we were all basically in the same development. What I didn't know that I just found out recently, which goes into the gossipy column of news, was that my grandmother, because there were all these little buildings, kind of like, the projects, I guess. But they were brick buildings, so they were only I think there were 5 or 6 stories at the most. Anyway, across the hallway from my grandmother, which I did not know, were the Weinsteins, Harvey Weinstein.
No, really?
Yes. And his brother Bob. And apparently my grandma Sylvia played cards with his mother. They played canasta together.
I love it.
They lived across the hall, and I did not know that. And there was this recent article about Harvey Weinstein that showed our block.
Unbelievable. The connections that go on in
Queens. Yes, my grandmother would say, "Go no."
Right. Oh my God, I love it.
So go figure. That connection reared its ugly head.
Yeah, that's crazy Queen stuff. I love the detail and the history,
Yes. So I'm proud of being a New York City girl. My dad moved us out of New York City, which was unfortunate because soon after we left the neighborhood where our extended family was, he moved us out to Long Island during the Great White Flight of of the 70s.
Right.
And probably within, 18 months of us moving out there, my parents wound up going through a very, very ugly and bitter divorce. Oh. Because my mom didn't want to leave. And,
I can understand that. That's
he had a ton of support, and my father was always on the road doing whatever the hell it was that he did. And so we got out to this, place out in Long Island. He bought a house without even telling her.
Wow.
The money that she saved and bought a house without, put a down payment on this house without telling her. And because I remember very clearly driving out to go look at the model homes.
Oh my God, yes.
And so we go through this house, and I remember my father saying, "What do you think?" And, my mom saying, "Yeah, it's all right, whatever. I like where we are." And he said, "Well, that's your new house."
Unbelievable. She must have been pretty upset, right?
Oh, we were all kind of turned upside down by it. But, and, she knew it wasn't going to end well, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Poor thing. It ruined her. It really did.
Oh, change. And that's tough. But maybe it made her stronger.
Oh, I don't know. She split and left us. We were with our dad, unfortunately.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah. I guess on the silver lining side, maybe it helped with some song lyrics.
Oh, that's where a lot of the song lyrics come from. And, she taught me how to play guitar, so she kind of saved my life. She left to save her own life because she was not in a good place with him. He was not a very nice man. He still isn't. But bless her, she pulled out of her funk, and she's good.
Amazing. Well, yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say that I read one of your quotes talking about saving her life. You wrote, breaking up can be hard to do, but sometimes it's how you save your own life.
Absolutely.
And I love what you wrote. You said cultivating self-worth is something like planting a garden and understanding that what is born in and on the ground will someday, with work and a little bit of luck, be able to nourish and feed others well. Breakups are not always with lovers. You can break up with family, careers, friends, political parties, and bad habits as well. Mm-hmm. So I suppose Born on the Ground has something about that garden thing. And where did you get that title of the album before we play something from it?
Well, I think it's because I don't know, I raised myself, really.
Uh-huh.
And I just have this, I have this philosophy about life where we all start in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I know it's better than anybody else, and we're, not to be too religious or anything. I happen to be religious and spiritual, but we're all God's children, and how you tend your garden and how you help tend other gardens is up to you. I mean, as I didn't have a mom to help me, but I am a mom.
You're a wonderful mom. Oh my God. I love, your kids are sometimes parts of your album. Daughter Sylvia's in some of the video. Your son Henry posts art of his art, and your kids are, let's say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Let's just say that.
Well, they're very creative, and they, they're a huge, huge part of my life, and I'm super privileged to be their mom.
It's a beautiful thing to say. And on that note, let's just hear some. I just love hearing this album. So let's say, Jade, let's play We Ain't Going Nowhere, because we're not going nowhere. We're listening to Emily. We're staying right here. We Ain't Going Nowhere from the new Born on the Ground album. Okay, that's number 15, Jade.
Bad ideas just pour from your mouth. Baby, shut your hole and don't let them out. What were you thinking when you called me up? No, I can't believe you even thought I'd jump when you said we should go again. Then you cried about not being friends. Now we're back into all that stuff that never ends. Honey, get off the train, we ain't going nowhere. Tickets cost too much, I won't pay that fare. You carry too much baggage, ride the rails like a dare. Honey, get off the train, we ain't going nowhere. Mind your manners and stay where you are. No, I can't have you wander back into my heart. What were you thinking when you called it quits? Now do you really think I'll take you back, you son of a bitch? When you said that you